PDP and APC are going at each other. So PDP is saying, Sylva, please leave me out of your wars and fix your issues and all of that. On one hand, so we have the Labour Party, with Dengse Radri taking the same position against this is an intra-party thing right now, saying, hey, you guys, talking to the head of, the chairman of the party, who he allegedly said they went behind him to go collect money from the governor. Betrayed
as alleged.
As alleged.
Now, there are many interests on that of Sylva, and because he said Sylva is accusing Diri of making accusations at him to distract him from going to the tribunal. And I was just talking about it, and Robinson said he was live in Bayelsa State before we had to take a break. I want to hand over to you. What was the experience?
My experience during the election was that a day before the election, we witnessed Labour Party local government chairman abandoning the Labour Party candidate. And their statement read that the candidate had been operating as a solo candidate, without the party, without the executives. And they drew this accusation from the fact that they said, even during his tenure as the IYC president, he did the same thing. He did not consult anyone, that he went to some of the awards and local governments without consulting the local government chairman. That if you can go to my community without inviting or informing me as the Labour Party representative, then there's no point in me coming to tell the people about you, since you already have access. Go there yourself. That we are going to work with the leader of the state that we know. That was how they abandoned the Labour Party candidate.
But Sylva wasn't abandoned.
Sylva's issues was that,
I want to ask,
what we witnessed in Bayelsa during the elections was that the party stakeholders, the leaders of the party, many of them were absent during the campaigns. The House of
Because the same accusation that was made
senators, most of them were absent, and that gave the indication to the grassroots politicians that all may not be well with the party at the top.
That's correct.
So it's saying you're being robbed of your mandate sounds a bit absurd.
And now he said that Diri is distracting him from going to the tribunal. I'm wondering, did Diri tie him in a dungeon? Did Diri, manipulate him like voodoo, some sort of voodoo on him? What exactly is distracting? And like you asked, why exactly is he going to the tribunal?
Well, before now, we had discussed this issue of Sylva, a few months to this election.
Yeah.
I was here. And you remember there were a lot of crises before the election. In fact, so many of his supporters abandoned him. He had issues in his own area. There were fights and all of that. And we were asking, why can't he put his house in order before the election? We were saying it here. And of course, you can see with the results, it was obvious that he wasn't going to win the election. Very, very obvious. When your house is not put in order, how will you go to an election when your house is in crisis? Of course, they're not going to make any progress. And just like you said, the major party leaders were not with him. That shows that they're not interested in his candidature. The house was divided. As a saying that the house divided among itself cannot stand. So it was obvious that he was going to lose the election. We saw it. We predicted it here. So going to tribunal is further waste of resources, because of course he lost. His party henchmen were not behind him, and so much crisis. Even before the election, removing of his name from the ballot, several court rulings here and there, that was enough distraction. Even the people who are following him will see that our man's name is not on ballot anymore, so let's pitch tent somewhere. And he was battling with all of that in the judiciary, and at the end of the day, his name came back. So there are a lot of issues with him that would have just, for him, let him just go and relax. Because saying that Diri is
trying to distract
him. Can somebody distract you from pursuing what you want, your ambition and all of that? That distraction.